Hi, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this series we're going to be doing a painting series. Again, it's Kings of War, and this is the third and final werewolf. That is how he looks. I'm hoping you can see him properly there. I'll just move that lamp out of the way. That is the finished product. That is what we're going to be doing. And I really think I should get myself one of those turntable things so you can actually see these properly. But so I hope you can see that okay. The light's not too bright, you can see the detail on it. But as I said, that's what we're going to be doing in this series. Now, I've just done the video from start to finish. I haven't put any separators in, so I'm not sure exactly how many episodes it's going to be over, whether it be 1 or 2, possibly 3. There will be some speeded up parts where I do like the base coats, that kind of thing, but it's just where I'm doing a very big area, like all the flesh, you know, just doing one colour. I'm not missing out on any details, I'm not skimping on any details. I'm showing you, when it comes down to the highlighting and everything else, I'm showing you all of that as it is. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the videos, what's going to come. I hope you like the model. I'm hoping at some point to be able to get a gameplay video for Kings of War done. I'm going to have a word with a friend of mine at the Games Club who started collecting Kings of War, to see if he fancies coming down one night or me going to his, setting up the cameras and having a little mini game. Not all that many, like 150 point game, something like that. We'll see. So as I said, this series is for the Werewolf. Hope you enjoy it. Right, so we're going to carry on with the undead werewolves, and I've got 2 already painted up. This is the third one, so I can show you exactly how I painted the others, or as near enough exactly how I painted the others as I can. Okay, so first off, let us choose our main flesh colour that we're going to be using, and for this I feel like something quite pale. Here's the flesh. Okay, so here's the flesh. Just want to turn my change my water pots around, because I like having the one that for clean water closer to me than the one for washing. Okay, so here we are, and let's make a start by going over every part of the flesh area, just the flesh area, not the fur. Although if you do go over the fur, then don't panic about it, because it will go over. This is just the base coat, and as you can see, it's fairly thin, it's fairly watery. It's like not quite a wash, but it's not very thick. Okay, and we'll go over all of this colour, sorry, we'll go over all of the flesh area with this colour. Okay, so we're nearly finished now, and what we're going to do is let this dry a little bit before we apply a wash. But we can actually go over all the fur areas. Now the rocky outcrop that he's standing on, we're going to do that in like blacks and grey, so that can be done after the main body has been finished, but we'll give that a chance now to dry fully before we have a look at washing, just to see whether it needs to be given another coat. But as I say, what we can do while we're waiting is go ahead with another colour. Now I'm just going to nip across and get the other two werewolves so I can see what colours I've used for the fur for those two. Okay, so here they are. And I've done a grey werewolf and a brown werewolf. Now the grey I think is a little too dark, the brown I think is just about right. So what I may do for this one is do a much paler grey for this. So to start that one off, I'm going to use, when I can find it, 2022. I'm going to use Dawnstone. It's a very similar colour to the one we've already used for the undercoat, but it will hopefully be able to be what's what I'm looking for. Hopefully I'll be able to see what we're doing with it. As I said, this is just, as I say, a base coat. To make sure that everything we do is going to be just as it should be. So we go over every word that is here. As I said, this is just the base coat, it's not the finished product. It's going to go a lot lighter before we finish with this, but again it is going to get washed, it is going to be highlighted. And every bit of her, or every bit that's fur, is going to get done in this colour, and as I say, it's just the Dawnstone. Okay. Now I can get more werewolves, and in time I will be getting more werewolves, because I can have a pack of 6 werewolves, not just 3. So there will be more to come. But this is the way I will be painting the ones I get. I think I really should have gone over that area with the chisel of flesh instead of leaving it blank, so I will do that in a moment once I've finished with the fleshy areas. We need a little more water. Yeah, and again there's just a bit of fur that hides his modesty, as it were. Keeps the family jewels warm. Okay, so that is, as I say, oops, I've got some of this on this finger which I shouldn't have, so I am going to have to go over again with the chisel flesh. As I say, it's never a big problem. It's acrylic paint we're using. It's not the end of the world if we do make a slight mistake. We can, the majority of times, usually correct it in some way, even if it's just disguising an error rather than actually repairing an error. But there we are. I'm going to go over the hand again here because it looks a bit patchy. Alright. Okay, so that is the first two parts of the werewolf done. And as I said before, we go into any more detail with this, we're going to have to allow it to dry. So while we're allowing it to dry, let's do the rock. Just the base coat on the rock. We're not doing any of the detail. We can do all that last. But as I say, it's just a case of colouring it in, and in this we're doing with the Abaddon Black. Okay, so there's the main rock done. Oops, just underneath there needs doing. So we will be dry brushing over this with all the different shades of grey, and then giving a wash over as well, so they will look different. So now we have a little bit of a choice as to what colour we should use for the wash. I'm going to leave that a little bit, and I will get out my while that's drying, I'll get out my Asterians and show you what I have and what I've done with them. Okay, so first of all, we have this fella. Now I can't quite get to grips with some of the bases on this one. As you can see, it comes with a base. Now this is for Deadzone, and the Deadzone scenery is all this flat metallic kind of what's the word I'm looking for, storage containers, and yet with this scenery you get brick. So unless it's taking place outside of the area where all the storage containers are, that doesn't really fit in terribly well. But that is one of the figures, and that is one of the ones that well, that is the only one that we have any form of what's the word I'm looking for? A basing technique done to it. And as I said, that leg glues into there, so it does actually come like that. That's the one you're supposed to use. So inspired by that one, I've decided that what I would do is take some of the Deadzone scenery and use that as basing for these. So on this one I've used part of what's it? Like a veranda bracket for that one. So this part that is based on, that is stood on, is off that sprue, and it's that piece there. I've had a go at it with my clippers. As you can see, I've made it look as though it's very distressed. It's been scratched and whatnot. That's going to have another painting technique done on that, as all the bases are. Let's see what else. This is a good base. It took me hours to do this one. Yes, I decided not to do that, not to do anything with that one. And as you can see, I've not done these so that it's on there, because these ones don't have the little round base that inserts into the attached to them, so I've just glued them straight onto the big bases. So obviously, as you can tell, there is a weapon missing off this. It's just so I can paint it easily enough. What else do we have? Okay, so we have this one, and this one is now I'm trying to work out which bit this is from. I'm not sure. I think it's from this. This is one of the buttresses that stands up vertically. I'm not sure which, unless it's that part there. Yeah, that's it. So I've cut that bottom part off and the top part and glued it down. So that's how I've done lots of these. This is another one with the superb bases on. That's just a blank one. As you can see, we just have different weaponry attached. Here's another, some other bits of sprue, or bits of the base. Again, this is one from this sprue, that's that part there, and that is another bit from, as you can see, that bit is that area there that I cut off from the other one that I couldn't work out what it was. Okay, and next we have this one where I've done him as though he's ready for leaping over, doing his Iron Man routine with his little laser beamy type hand weapon. So I've used near enough a full one of those. In fact, I've used a full one of those. So I've just cut that part and then put it there so it looks as though he's leaping over. Again, the painting technique I'm going to be using for this will make them look even more distressed. And we have this as well, which is again one of these. It's that part and a bit of that stuck up there. Okay, that's for that fella. Oh dear. His arm has slipped. I'll see if I can snip it off and re-glue him. And then finally we have this part. Now this one. Now these pieces aren't actually part of the Deadzone scenery. These are some of the like little bits of sprue that these come attached to that I've just cut off, and oh dear, just cut off and glued on. They look like exposed pipework, but they're my figures in main lot of figures in the Asterian army. As I said, the drone ships that I've got are elsewhere, so I can't show you those at the moment, but I will do as soon as I can. Okay, so let's get back to yon one here. Actually the skin tones look okay. I'm not really bothered about the grey showing through the skin tones because that would make it just look a little bit dirty and grubby. So what do we have in the line of washes we could use for him? I think Carolberg Crimson. Let's give it a shake. And just go over, make sure you go over just the skin tone, not the fur. Sorry, I didn't realise I got off camera. So there's the wash for the skin. I think that's everything covered. I'll just go over the foot. And then we can look now at going over the fur. And the fur we're going to go over with Nuln Oil. I know I did get the Black and Half Nightshade out, but that was because I was looking for another wash and I thought I picked it up. Okay, so we have Nuln Oil that we're going to go over the fur with. I said just the fur, nowhere else. And the reason I'm doing this now is because it may actually bleed slightly into the Carolberg Crimson and give a nice transition effect. Or it may ruin it completely. We will find out a little bit later. Just have to wait and see how it dries. And make sure all of the fur sections are done in this. And that's that. Okay, so we can't do anything more now with this until it's all dry, so we'll come back then and see how we get on.